What? What is this? Welcome back to another episode of the Obsidian Order SMP. Doit is a big boy now, and apparently he has been joined by a plethora of iron golems. Look at my home. Look at it. Either they decided to seek refuge within my house, which I don't think is the case in this case. I think somebody got a little bit salty about my sign. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let's take that down. We don't want to piss them off even more. But it's actually kind of nice, to be completely honest. There's a little bit more life in this village, and I feel like now that I got some roommates, maybe they'll pay rent. I don't know. But I got plans today, guys. I got a whole bunch of plans, and we're gonna get a little bit into the lore. So I showed you guys this last episode, and I explained what I want to do is come up with a kingdom of mud. That's why you got a little old dirty old boy squid here. But we're gonna come up with a mud kingdom within this hole, and we're gonna make the hole a little bit bigger so it's actually gonna be kingdomified. But this is a good start for us. What I did not mention is what the kingdom is actually going to be. See, in previous seasons, we've been the chaotic evil.
We are going to be dropping him into a pit of death and destruction.
In previous seasons, we've been the chaotic good. But we have yet to be the chaotic neutral. And that is what we are going to be doing this season. How can I remain chaotic neutral in a world that has kingdoms that are going to come and kill me every 2 seconds, which way from every way? Well, you have to have a rule. A list of rules? A rule. No, multiple rules I think is necessary. So that's what I did. The Neutral Kingdom of Mud's official law book. And I will be mass producing these and handing this out so everybody is on the same page. But I made a list of laws so that we could, 1, protect ourselves if we're ever in danger, but 2, so everybody knows our intention on the server, okay? Starting with number 1 rule of this season, we are not going to be harming anybody, okay? Which means no pranks, no hurting people, and I have a list of what the acts of harms are including. I'm not going to trade any wartime information. I'm not going to be harming anybody, any physical acts, or even mental acts. And we're not going to be destroying people's base. I think that's kind of a given. Now, this season, what I'm envisioning is we're probably going to be a messenger a lot of the time, where somebody's going to come over to our base and say, hey, Squid Man, I need you to go send this message off to you-know-who, and then we got to go over to that person's base and tell them, hey, so-and-so has declared war on you. So I needed to enact a very specific rule to not kill the messenger. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I don't want to die. Right? I think that's a big one. We're also going to be enacting the law that this kingdom, the city that I'm building here within this massive hole here, is going to be a kingdom of sanctuary. So if any of the residents of this whole entire server are seeking sanctuary where no harm or damage can happen to them, the Kingdom of Mud is the place to do that. So they can come over here, we'll make houses or at least apartments for everybody so they have a place to stay, they have a place to get food and rest their head. But as soon as they leave the confounds of the city, well, I mean, I guess they're fair game. I can only promise what happens on my land. Last, but definitely not least, the Kingdom of Mud is here to help, okay? I want to throw out all of the aid that I have to offer. So if any kingdom on this server asks for my support, they will get it. I'm not going to be biased. If you're an evil kingdom, you're still going to get the support. If you're a good kingdom, yeah, you're going to get the support. Any kingdom in between, you're going to get that support. But here's the kicker, okay? That kind of puts me in a position where I'm going to get killed a lot. So to protect myself, I have the Mud Protection Act. And I'm going to read this off verbatim for any of the server members here that happen to be reading this. Upon agreeing to the outline, laws, and terms in this law book, and receiving the aid and unconditional support of the Kingdom of Mud, you will be required, let me repeat that, you will be required to support all the aid, or all the Kingdom of Mud, if it should ever be deemed necessary. If the event should occur, you will be drafted into combat/retaliation against the opposing faction. While the Mud Protection Act is in effect, the Kingdom of Mud and its residents will still be required to maintain the first, second, and third laws, but will waive the fourth law for the opposing faction while the act is ongoing. So basically that means I will not give them aid, but I still will not conducting harm or anything on them. A lot of mumbo jumbo. A lot of mumbo jumbo. But long story short, if anybody decides to kill the messenger, or if anybody decides to come into the sanctuary and kill or do harmful acts within the kingdom itself, or if somebody gets mad about me supporting an opposing faction and they decide to retaliate in some way, shape, or form, I will enact the Mud Protection Act, which means I'm going to go get my buddies, they're going to go get you, and I can just sit back and relax. All that in trade for my undying love and support. There's some lonely people on this server that need some love, and I'm now that makes me sound like I'm on the wrong side of the street here. I don't like this. But we'll see how it goes, you know? If it goes. I want to be extremely neutral this season, and I think having a rule book or a guide to kind of how to conduct that is a great place to start. So with that being said, the law has been enacted, but we need a little bit of foundation. Now, by a little bit of foundation, what I mean is I need a place to call home. To be completely honest with you, that village does not stand up to the Kingdom of Mud's standards, if you will. So I need a place to officially start. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out a little bit more land, but more importantly, I'm going to flatten some land here and start the first official build in the Kingdom of Mud, which is the embassy. Now, there's a lot of things I need to do to get to that point. One of those things being I need to repair old trusty pickaxe here, boy. It's seen some better days, so we need to get a little bit of old mending. And I know this guy right here at the old town hall here at Spawn, he has a mending book, I believe, right? Yeah, mending for 14 diamonds and 1 book. Look at that, almost like I had this plan. So now that we got a mending book, I can go ahead and repair it. Do I have enough iron to make an anvil? I have an anvil. All right, back home. Oh, things are just not looking up for me. Oh man. Yes! I didn't think this far ahead. Now I need to heal up this pick. All right, now it's time. Oh goodness. To get to the grindy bits. Oh, man. And there you have it. Now, nothing too fancy, but a couple more pillars gone and a little bit more room opened up in this area right here, so we can start today's build. Whew! How long are we into the video right now and finally we're starting on the build? Maybe I should step away from the ledge a little bit. So I'm just going to make a temporary mud farm first. That way we have an infinite supply of mud. And I think I'm just going to do it right here. I mean, we're going to take it down eventually. But this is kind of off the beaten path a little bit, and we have a little bit of room over here. And it's all pretty self-explanatory, I think. All we need is a pusher, a red stick, a Spencer, another Spencer, a sucker going from this Spencer to that Spencer. Fill this up with bots, and then fill this up with bots as well, except for this last one, only 32 bots. And now we use these hinge things to make a little bit of a glass tube. Now this tube's got to have liquids in it, of course. And now we make a horizontal tube, just like this. And we throw down another piece of liquid like that. Fill this Spencer up with liquid bots, a layer of pushers right here, and hook that up with the red stick and some wiring, and we are completo finito burrito. So in theory, this should work, okay? So the water bottles are basically clicking onto the dirt block here, converting that into mud. And then the mud is getting pushed by this piston right here over to this line. And the reason why this is important is because once the mud gets to the end here, that'll happen, and then I could keep on placing down mud. So by the end of this, all of this area right here should be filled with mud. That's, kind of what I'm hoping for. So let's give this guy a shot here. So if I place a block right there, mud, and keep on going, yes, and boom. So that means I can keep on pushing this mud. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. This farm could go faster, but I'm going to be looking at it pushing every single time. So now to spend the next, hour or so just getting a buttload of mud. All right. That's not too bad for 10 minutes. I think it might have been 11 or 12 minutes. Not too bad. And I still got a buttload more dirt to play with, so that's super sick. I think I'm going to start building. After a long, long episode so far, we're going to finally start. What? What is this? Is somebody living underneath my house? What is he? This is a bedroom! What? Seriously, what is going on? Hello? What is this even? Do we just forget about this? I honestly, I have no idea. I haven't seen anybody on the server. So I don't quite know if I'm supposed to know about this. I'm just gonna cover this up. Like, you know, we've never seen it before. I may have just ruined somebody's plans for this season, but I feel like it was justified. Totally unintentional. But I am done with today's project, and guys, I gotta say, pretty freaking happy with it. Now, obviously, there's a whole lot more that needs to be done. Windows, pillaring, fun stuff over here, fun stuff over there. But the basic layout is completed. And I went with a very, like, mud spire-y look. I think this is going to be a constant throughout the whole entire city. There's going to be these big mud spires peeking up from the ground here. And this, I just love how this looks. I really do. Now, with a little bit of gradient work and these fun things, the mud brick blocks like this right here, I think we're going to be able to do a lot with this building and make it really pop out as the Kingdom of Mud should, right? Us dirty folk down here need to pop out. I have ideas for the embassy here, starting with the entranceway into the embassy. We have these 6 unique little, what are they, alcoves, I think they are? And the reason why is because as you're walking into the center bit of the spire, I want to make sure that people are very much aware of the 4 laws that we have. So there's going to be 1 law here, 1 law here, 1 law here, and 1 law here. And I even left room for advancement in the future. I don't know what level the Obsidian Order guys are going to screw over my plans, but maybe down the line I'll have to add Law 5 and Law 6. So I have some alcoves just to prepare for the future. But as you come in here, I want to have this big giant chandelier coming down here over this nice meeting table, and I want to have chairs all around the meeting table. Let's say, for example, there's like 6 warring factions and they want to have a peaceful talk. Well, they could come here and we can all talk here at the table together. Or if there's just one faction, well, we'd go into this back room where eventually I'm going to have an office. Eventually, this whole entire mountainside is going to disappear. So there will be a back side of the building. But I mean, I'm just too lazy to do that right now. But the coolest part about this embassy are these side wings that we have here. There are 6 alcoves, which we are going to turn into rooms. And these are going to be office spaces for any faction that want to have an office space here. Like, keep in mind, this is a sanctuary. No one can die here. No harm can be done. So maybe this is where you want to conduct some business sometimes, right? Just to be extra safe. So let's say Vid over there is going to war with Adela over here, right? And they want to have a middle ground where they can discuss warring scenarios or rules and terms and, and whatnot. And this is Vid's alcove. Well, he'll have a nice little desk here. He'll sit behind the desk. Adela will come in and say, "I hate you." And Vid will go, "I hate you too." You could just imagine the conversations that could happen here. But we're going to open up these 4 people to come in and decorate. So they can decorate their own part of the embassy. And I think that's going to be such a cool thing to see as you're going through these through these wings here. You can see each kingdom as you walk by and its unique flair, its unique colors, its unique personality. And I'm hoping, I don't know if we've even talked about this, but I'm really hoping that each one has a banner of some sort, because it would be kind of cool to hang the banners above each archway here. I don't know, but that would be super sick. But I'm done for today. Though it might not have seemed too long because I threw that up in a jiffy and I threw this up in the form of a time lapse, all of this took probably about a week to build, okay? I don't got a lot of time during the day and I got to do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So all of this took a very long time. But I am excited about the progress. And I can't wait to keep on going. and making this thing look even more beautiful. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I think I might need to make these wings maybe a little bit bigger. Put something on the ends here, right? Because this hole is going to get bigger eventually once I get some TNT dupers. Maybe I make these wings just a tad bit longer. Yeah, I don't know what I would put at the end of here, but maybe it should be longer, right? But I'm excited to see what you guys think. Honestly, this has been a super fun build, and I'm only seeing potential, big potential in the future. So I can't wait to get started with the next episode. Honestly, I'm thinking about even starting it right after this. But I'm done. I'm done ranting. I'm done talking. And more importantly, I'm done with the episode today. So much love, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'll talk at you later. Peace.